Welcome back to the show, everybody. In this episode, we're going to talk about some really unique little critters, Capuchin monkeys, Jerry.
All right. I know some viewers have been waiting for this one. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Southern Oregon Safari.
And we're the buffalo roam.
He's Hayden.
He's Jerry.
And we're going to be visiting some little primates today. Take it away, Hayden.
Well, today we're over here at the Primate Palace. He's going to groom my hand. This is Ripley, and he's a white-faced or white-throated Capuchin monkey. We got Abby over here. Abby, come here, Abs. Abby over behind me is a black cap or a tufted Capuchin. There's many different varieties of Capuchins, and Capuchins range throughout Central and South America. These days, unfortunately, they're more confined to protected rainforest areas because of human encroachment and all that. We've kind of done a number with their habitat. So now they're in protected rainforests.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is. The Capuchin monkey, I guess the reason, there's a story behind that. There was the Capuchin monks, and they had these little caps that they'd wear. And so, what are you doing, silly? What are you doing?
He's just laying there.
Hey! Are you being goofy? Anyway, the Capuchin monks had these black caps. And so I guess they said, well, that looks like a Capuchin monk. So they basically became the Capuchin monkeys. And so this is a New World monkey, has a prehensile tail. So that means they can grab the tail can be used as an appendage. They can hang from a branch. They can use the tail, stick it out where they can't reach something with their hand. What are you doing? He's being silly. Anyway, so yeah, they can use the tail as an appendage and grab stuff and pull it in towards them. So if they can't reach it with their hand to pull in something, they'll use their tail to grab it and pull in. So that can wrap around. You can see how I can wrap around my finger.
I see.
It's quite an appendage, and they can hang from a tree from that. They can even stop a fall. They can drop out of a tree, stop a fall with that, and grab a branch and hold on.
Well, that's
with
cool.
The tail. What are you doing? He's being playful. Are you silly? He's looking at something down low. He likes something on your belt or something. Maybe your shoes. I think it's your shoes. Is it his shoes? So anyway, Ripley, I've had since he was an infant. He's now about 22 years old. I raised him with my daughter, actually, who's 20 now. And when she was an infant, he spent a lot of time hanging out with her.
Oh.
And so he's my buddy. But I used him for film work for many, many years. He's really into something down low.
Oh.
So I have him, and then there's two others. There's two females here. That's Abby again over there. On the other side, we'll see Maggie. Maggie's also white-faced or white-throated Capuchin like Ripley, but they were rescues actually. I for every animal that I had for film work, I usually rescue 2 or 3, just because we're crazy about animals. We love them, and people know I have them. So a lot of people are saying, "Hey, I've got this monkey, and I got it as a pet, and it's a horrible pet, and it, ripped my cat's ear off, tore my dog's eye out, and bit my kid through the finger, and I can't have it anymore." So we usually, when we can, we try to give them a home, and they're forever homes. So these guys over here, I've had for, I think Abby and Maggie have had probably about 18 years now. Mm-hmm. So this is the Capuchin monkey, and then with the Capuchin monkeys, with any monkeys really, they require a lot of care. So it's not a good pet, just so you know, not a good pet. People think that they can just get a pet monkey and lock it up and then go to work 12 hours a day and come back and then everything's gonna be fine. They require a lot of cleaning. They're very dirty because they play in their fecal matter. If you don't clean it, they'll mess with it. They constantly need food. They're browsers or foragers, so they need lots and lots of food and lots of different varieties of food. And because they're unfortunately in a cage, because you can't let them run free legally,
right.
You have to give them lots of stuff to do, and you got to change it up. So they need a lot of different environmental changes, so they don't get bored.
Stimuli.
Lots of different stimulation. We're constantly changing the environment, so that way they have new toys and new things to do, so they don't get bored. Because otherwise, even like birds, you'll see them, if they're locked in a cage and not getting enough attention, they'll self-mutilate, they'll pull their feathers out. These guys will groom their fur out if they're not getting enough attention or if they're not getting what they need. So it's really important to give them proper nutritional care and that social stimuli, environmental stimuli. They need a lot of changes, and sometimes it's just a cage change. Sometimes I'll move them from one side of the cage to the other. Sometimes it's new toys. We're always giving them new things. We take their foods and we mess with their foods, like as far as like they like to they're like problem solvers, so they need things to keep their mind stimulated when they're foraging. So sometimes just a piece of PVC pipe with some peanut butter and some seeds in it, and they got to reach and figure out how to get the seeds and the peanut butter out. So that keeps them active and busy. So that's all good stuff for them.
That's so good. You're being so good.
He's being silly. Hey, come here. Give me a hug. Come here. Give me a hug and tell me you love me. what about me? You're paying attention to him. What about me? I need some love and attention, some affection too. Oh, no.
That is adorable.
Oh, I know. So obviously you can see, you know, they are pretty aggressive by nature. People don't realize that. They think they're gonna get a monkey and it's just gonna sleep in bed with them and wear diapers. It's not like that. They're really sweet and friendly and fun for the first couple months when they're babies, up to about a year. Once they start sexually maturing, they become more aggressive. And see, right now he's being playful, but he's also being aggressive at the same time. Anything, they're very territorial, and anything in their space or anybody new, they're gonna threaten. And as you can see, these teeth in their mouth,
yes,
they can inflict a wicked bite, and it only takes, their accuracy and their intensity is very ferocious. People think, oh, I can handle it. It's only a 4 or 5 pound monkey. This little 4 or 5 pound monkey can open you up like a can opener. And I've literally seen people that literally had a monkey jump at them, bump them, and before the person can even swat the monkey away, they've already been bit 6 times, and the monkey's already gone before they even take their swing. So they're super fast. They're super coordinated, way more coordinated than a human being. And pound per pound, this little guy is super strong. Like an adult man trying to grab a monkey and hold him. You may outstrength him, but you'll never be able to hold on to him. He'll wiggle out and he'll bite you so hard so many times you'd never be able to hold him, even with a thick glove on.
Wow.
Their bite is super powerful. And then you see these big giant canines, they'll go right through flesh and into the bone. So not really something to be messed with. A lot of people think they're gonna get these things as pets. It's just a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Good to know.
They require, we clean this cage 3-4 times a day and it's still
a mess.
It's still a mess because they're constantly eating and they're constantly pooping.
Yeah.
So, and you don't want them playing in their poop.
No. And their housing is
very specialized.
Very specialized.
Yeah, this cage is all custom built.
Cooled and heated?
Yes, cooled and heated, and then, you know, lots of towers, so they get up high because they're a visual animal, so they like to see far. They have really good eyesight, and they can see very far away. And so they love to see out far, so we give them these towers up here, and we'll film that so everybody can see that. And then lots of swings, perches, these tubes, I mean, and a lot of this stuff is recycled. Like these are recycled culverts.
I see that.
The kitty houses, all these little playhouses that are in here.
Yeah.
Those get off of people. Their kids grow up and they're like, hey, we've got this playhouse in our yard and we don't use it anymore. The kid's growing up and moved away to college. And so I went up these little Barbie doll type houses that the monkeys love to play with. And you'll see a lot of toys in here are recycled. We got a recycled road cone that was just, you know, wasn't used anymore, and so there's a recycled road cone. It's a perfect thing. Now they'll ingest and eat stuff, so everything has to be thought out when you give them something to play with. You got to make sure they're not going to ingest it and swallow it and hurt their stomach. So they will chew stuff up and swallow it. So that's an important thing to make sure that doesn't happen. But anyway, yeah, I mean, they live a long time, very long time. I mean, this is a 35 to 45 year commitment to have a monkey, and a lot of people don't get it. And their kids, they get it for their kids, not thinking their kids are eventually going to move away to college, and that monkey's gonna be left alone. The other thing is they also can carry a lot of the same diseases humans can. So that's why they're illegal in most states, because you have to have special licensing, which I have, but they have to be TB tested and all that stuff. They can carry HIV and all that and transmit and spread it. That's why they use monkeys in a lot of labs. And that's the other big problem, is a lot of the monkeys that are floating around out there on the market wind up have somehow been through a lab, or they're related to some other primate that's been through a lab, and you have no idea what it's carrying. Could be herpes virus, could be a lot of different things, and they can spread that to humans. So that's why it's really important that they're just not good pets for that reason. And if you are to get a monkey and you have the proper licensing to legally keep one, you gotta be really careful, because they can carry all kinds of things that can be detrimental to humans.
That's a good heads up.
Yeah, so anyway, can't express that enough, that not good pets, folks. They're cute, they're beautiful, they're wonderful, but trust me, this is not for everybody. I love them to death, but you can't leave them alone, and you can't just leave them by themselves. They require just so much care.
Did you build this cage?
So the one on the other side I had built, because I was working a lot, and at that time I designed it. I sat and designed the cage. I had it built by custom built by a guy. And then this cage, after I had that other cage built, I decided I wanted a second one so I could have two sides to the facility. And so we built this one. A friend of mine and I built this one. We had the wire custom made, and we put this together.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. But we do. And I've done a lot of the modifications here on the property with it. But I did have some help when I built this one, just because time-wise, I don't always have time to design everything or design, but I don't have time to build all the time. So I bring some people in to help me get some of this stuff done.
Now I noticed you have double entries, the safety
double doors.
guards.
We'll see that a lot, like on cats, and especially in California. You know, when we're doing film work in California, you want everything to be idiot proof anyway, especially when you got big cats. They consider these animals inherently dangerous, so they don't want them getting out. So it's just of the utmost importance, and even for liability, that there's no way they can get out. So we make everything idiot proof, and we double door it, so that way there's much less chance of anything ever escaping. When you open one door, the other door shuts behind you, and they're automatically shutting, so they spring shut and latch as soon as you walk through the door. So it just makes an escape almost impossible for them. So that's all important. Their building is a special building. That building is actually concrete on the inside and the outside, even though it looks like a wood structure. It's all concrete. And the reason is because at our we've been through so many fires in our old ranch. Our old monkey house burned down. Thank God there was no, hey, calm down. There was no monkeys in the old one, but it burned to the ground. And so when I built this one, I said, I'm not having any issues with burning buildings, especially when you got primates. I want it to be super secure. So that one is concrete in and out. There's no wood, it's all metal and concrete.
Good to know.
That's heavily insulated, and it has heat and all that in there, and lighting and everything they need. It's a great setup, and it was really well thought out, and they can go in and out as they please.
Well, this is a very, very thought out, impressive setup for primates, for these little monkeys.
It must be. It really has to be.
Monkeys.
Capuchin monkey.
Yes.
Yep. So there we have it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on this adventure. I'm sure you guys learned a lot like I did, and all the safety features involved in keeping a monkey like this.
Yeah, and a lot of people see his relationship with me, and they're like, "Oh, I want that," but it doesn't work that way. This is years and years, and he's still, as much as he loves me, he can still get angry with me and go after me, and we try to avoid that. But as sweet as he can be, he can turn really fast and be really nasty really quick. Wow. And I'm getting groomed by both of them.
I see her licking the back of your hat.
Yeah, she's trying to see if I have any bugs, my fleas.
She's
just make sure I don't have any fleas or mites or lice.
That's very kind of you.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on this adventure. I know some viewers were patiently waiting to see the little monkeys out here at Southern Oregon Safari.
Where the buffalo roam.
He's Hayden.
He's Jerry.
And this is
Ripley.
Ripley, and this is back here
Abby.
is Abby.
And Maggie's on the other side.
And Maggie's on the other side. Please stay tuned to more episodes. You can do that by subscribing and clicking that bell icon. That'll alert you to new videos as I upload them. And we introduce a new episode every Monday and Thursday. Stay tuned for that. And I want to remind new subscribers, please subscribe. And all the other subscribers who come back to the channel, you notice a very special video that pops up. Those are exclusively for you, the subscriber.
And don't forget to share.
Yes, share on your social media platforms. It helps this channel grow. Please be safe, always be kind. We'll see you guys in our next adventure.
Take care now.